You are a man named Anime Dude. You are very weak, and if you get breathed on, you'll go flying at the speed of sound. Right now you're in an office building. The door is locked, so you can't get in there, but there are a couple of windows there to look out into the street. You probably could jump from one building to another without breaking your neck. You say, the buildings are sand. You turn to face the door and say, the buildings are sand. The girl looks up at you with her big brown eyes. She doesn't seem scared or surprised by this statement. The girl looks at Anime Dude and the photons bouncing off her eyes send Anime Dude flying to the window. You jump through the door and land on top of the old guy. His nose breaks and blood sprays all over his shirt. The girl stares at you with this, well, that didn't take long look. You get sent flying to the core of the planet. You are thrown into a supernova. You are overwhelmed and crushed by the overwhelming power of the supernova. You say, mmmmm is sand. You begin to choke on sand. You can't breathe. The air is gone. You can't get any oxygen anymore. The world around you is collapsing into a black hole. Sand comes flying out of the black hole and is sticking all over your face and floating around you. You in a white cloud. You are buried alive in sand. You start eating the sand. You blow the sand out of your mouth and start to cough out. You can feel a foreign object in your throat. You eat more sand. You keep swallowing more sand. It's like a desert in your throat. You start to feel really tired. You have lost lots of blood and the heat is getting to you. You die and an infinite amount of cars fly out of your body, destroy everything. Your life ends and you turn into a black hole. Nothing can escape from a black hole. The black hole is actually infinite cars flying out of your body. The world is destroyed and your body sinks into the sand once again. There is an indescribable feeling of peace. A god named mmmmm grabs Anime Dude and begins to speak in a deep voice. If you worship me and kill your son, I will give you anything you want. What? Anime Dude nods and worships mmmmm. You find a small infant and say, you are the true Zen warrior, before you give it to mmmmm. You pick up a small child and hand it over to the old man. He holds it gently and looks at it in awe. The infant is staring blankly at you with its bright red eyes. mmmmm grabs the child, turning the sand inside out. You see, I'm the true Sandman! mmmmm speaks to Anime Dude again. Now carry out my orders. Go into the desert, and kill your son, your only son. Do it quickly. I cannot wait around forever. You, Anime Dude, begins to go to the desert, but are faced against another god, Urk. You're faced against a dark, shining god. You know he is a god from his fine clothes and jewelry he is wearing, but you also know he is a murderer and a thief. You say, Urk, are you sand? He snarls at you and strikes his fist against his armored chestplate. It makes a loud clanging sound. Urk shoots a beam of pure darkness at Anime Dude, but it does nothing. He raises his palm and sends multiple beams of light at you. The first beam burns straight through your chest. You turn to sand and blow away in the wind. A portal appears and Urk begins to tremble in place. mmmmm steps out of the portal, a horned helmet under his arm. Yes, I am, he says to himself, scratching his head nervously. I must say, this is very improvised kind of situation. I like it. Urk begins to hop around in place, knocking his feet together and making a loud rattling sound. mmmmm turns toward Anime Dude, but is immediately killed by Anime Dude's immense power, turning his head into sand. You killed him! Now you will face me! You raise your hand and begin to fire a beam of pure energy at mmmmm. But you get sent flying backwards, killing yourself instantly. But you aren't killed. You are sent flying backwards and slam into a sand dune, destroying your body. Another portal is opened, and just like the last one, mmmmm jumps out of it. You say, mmmmm, are you mmmmm? He ignores you and begins to laugh insanely. You die from sheer boredom. Urk gets furious and begins to fight mmmmm and Anime Dude. He manages to catch mmmmm with a claw slash to his chest, throwing him into a large building made of blocks. As they fight, you feel fine. You eat sand while watching them. You eat a bit of sand. You aren't really hungry. You'll feel better than you have in a long time. You eat more sand. You eat so much sand you begin to choke on it, and then you die. Urk and mmmmm stop fighting and stare at Anime Dude's dead body and begin to tremble. He can't be dead, mmmmm gasps, staring at the body. We must go check on his body. And check. Anime Dude gets up and starts to speak. We must go to his body and check. Anime Dude gets up and starts to speak. Oh look, it's the little back from the dead. Matsumoto and Urk both strike him with bolts of energy. He falls backwards, but gets up once again. You say, alright, you sand. I'm gonna kill you. Fine. I'll stop being fun then. Matsumoto and Urk begin to fire huge beams of light and dark matter at him. You get sent flying backwards so fast you break reality itself. You are sent spiraling into a black hole. You die instantly, and then reality is shattered and destroyed. The black hole begins to consume everything until nothing is left. But then something else is destroyed. A new god named Zeno comes out of the black hole. He is so happy never before he has seen the god die. Matsumoto, Urk, and Anime Dude approach Zeno. He is shocked to see them, let alone that they all survived. Tell me, were you always a god, or did you have to kill someone? Zeno begins to laugh. Zeno says, you are all so stupid. He immediately kills him with a single thought.